Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome back to the Holy Smokes Barbecue channel. Today we are making what I'm calling the quadruple B. We're making bacon wrapped barbecue bison burgers. That's right, I love a good burger, and today we're throwing it down on the Pit Boss Platinum Series Lockhart using some fresh ground bison straight from Strip District Meats in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. We're gonna build these delicious burgers together, and then we're gonna serve them up with a side of some delicious homemade elote, or Mexican street corn. The burgers, corn, can't go wrong. I'm ready if you are. Let's get started. All right, here I have this awesome looking ground bison from Strip District Meats in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Delicious. Go ahead and open this up. All right, there are my 2 pounds of ground bison. Now, one thing about bison is that it's a lot leaner than, say, a ground beef. So there's not gonna be quite as much fat in it, which means it's not gonna be sort of, as pliable as a ground beef would be. So it's gonna be difficult for these burgers to just kind of stick together on their own. So I'm gonna add a few things to help them do that, and I'm gonna season them up all at the same time. All right, so first we've got some dry ingredients. So what I have here is 1/3 cup of breadcrumbs, just normal, ordinary, unseasoned, regular breadcrumbs. I have about 1/2 teaspoon of chipotle powder, a tablespoon of garlic powder, and some salt and pepper. That's pretty much it. Was not exact with how I measured out the salt and pepper. I just put in as much of each as I wanted. So I'm gonna take that, I'm gonna add it to my ground bison. Those breadcrumbs specifically are really gonna help with the ability of those burgers to stay together. Next, I'm gonna add 1 beaten egg. And then finally, about a teaspoon of Worcester sauce. That looks good. Now I'm gonna roll up the old sleeves and give this a mix. If you haven't noticed yet, it is a very windy day out today. We don't wanna over mix these, we just wanna make sure that all of our ingredients get incorporated. All right, that seems pretty good to me. All right, for my next step, I'm gonna be using this super handy, really cool Pit Boss burger press. This is very, very simple and allows you to actually get the perfect shaped burger every single time. So I'm gonna kind of take this lid off, I'm gonna pack the meat into here, and then basically just press it a little bit so that it forms into that perfect circle. And that's basically what we're gonna do with this bison meat. Let's do our first one here. Grab some of this meat here, and sort of pat it together a little bit. Put it right there. Use my burger press to just press down there. I really want to have these burgers be nice and thick. No little scrawny burger action happening over here. All right, let's take a look. Perfect, look at that. So now, we'll just turn this over. We'll lift this off and remove. Look at that. Beautiful. Let's move on to our next one. Same exact process. Right there in the middle, press down. You want to press kind of hard because you really do want to get it to make that perfect circle and push all those extra pieces outward in there so that they really tighten up and firm up. Okay, nice. Flip it, put this guy right there. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and do the rest of these. All right, and there are my 5 delicious looking, perfectly shaped, nice and thick bison burgers. All right, so next thing I'm gonna do before we actually put these on the smoker is I'm gonna take them inside and put them in the refrigerator for about an hour. That's gonna allow them to really firm up and maintain that shape that I want to right before I put the bacon on them, before they go on the smoker. So I'll take those inside and we'll be back in about an hour to finish up and get them on the smoker. All right, so it's been about an hour, and you can see here that these burgers are nice and formed. They almost just kind of like look better put together than before I put them in the refrigerator. So they're nice and formed, they are sticking together nicely. So now what I'm gonna do is go ahead and get these really, really ready to go onto the smoker by doing 2 things. First, I mentioned that these are gonna be bacon wrapped barbecue burgers, and so I'm gonna wrap them in bacon. All right, so this is just some regular bacon. It's not thick cut, it's not thin cut, it's just normal bacon. And I think that I'm gonna be able to get 1 slice per burger. So just with them sitting here, oh, it's so close. There we go. I might have to stretch it just a little bit, but I'm not using toothpicks to kind of hold this together or anything. I think that the sort of stickiness of the bacon is going to kind of just keep it together. So there's one. There's my next piece of bacon. We'll go with burger number 2. Just like that. We go ahead and do these other 3. All right, so these are all now wrapped in bacon, just like that. They look beautiful, but they are not just regular bacon wrap burgers, they are bacon wrap barbecue burgers. So what makes the barbecue? But my homemade Holy Smokes barbecue sauce. You can find this on my video where I made the Carolina pulled pork. There's the full recipe in there. You can watch me make it. Super, super easy to make. It's a little bit spicy, but mostly sweet. It's gonna go delicious on these burgers. The thing about Bison is because there's so little fat, you know, fat typically equals flavor. And since there's not a lot of fat, we gotta like boost that taste up just a little bit. And we're gonna do it with this bacon, but also with this beautiful barbecue sauce. So the way I'm gonna do this is I'm actually just gonna kind of squirt it on just like that. And then I'm gonna use my, my brush here to actually brush it on. And that's what's gonna make this delicious. So as you can see here, it's added on there. I'm just gonna brush it on. Brush it all around the outsides of that bacon so that bacon has that nice, sweet, tangy flavor to it. Oh man, my mouth is watering. I'm so glad you can't hear it because that would be gross. I also, and I know I say this all the time, but I wish that you could smell this because these things smell delicious. All right, just like that. And with all that done, it's time to get them onto the smoker. All right, so my Pit Boss Platinum Series Lockhart is right now at 250 degrees inside the main smoking chamber here. That's what I'm gonna be using, not the upper smoking cabinet, because I wanna put these right on those hot grates. And they're probably gonna take about an hour or so. But really what I'm going for is internal temperature. I'm gonna be looking for an internal temp of about 157 because the best way to eat bison is about 160 degrees. That's gonna be that nice, like between medium and medium rare, which is just the perfect burger temperature for this kind of meat. The thing to remember with bison is if you overcook it, it's really gonna be gross because it's not a meat that's meant to be cooked well done. If you're gonna cook it well done, you might as well eat a shoe because that's basically what it's gonna taste like. So I'm gonna come back out and I'm gonna temp check them. And once they reach about 155 degrees, I'm gonna put some beautiful white cheddar cheese on top of them. I'm gonna melt that cheese and then the temperature is gonna naturally just increase up to that 160 point where we're looking for it. And then we're gonna take them off and we're gonna eat them. So let's go ahead and get these burgers onto the smoker. All right, here we go. I'm gonna try and get these kind of all somewhere around the center because on this particular model, the center is going to be your hottest place. Another thing about bison is that since it's such a lean meat, there's not going to be a lot of shrinking happening with these burgers. They're pretty much going to look just like that when they're done. All right, so for this Mexican elote, I'm going to start with these 5 ears of corn. They are grilled. Nothing really special about that. I literally just put them on the grill at medium high, turned them about every 10 minutes or so until they had these nice grill marks on them. So they're still warm, which is what I want. So the next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put a little light coating of this Kewpie Japanese mayonnaise. You could use regular mayonnaise, 100%. I just love this stuff. I saw it on Sam the Cooking Guy's channel and I had to order it, found it on Amazon. I bought like, I think 3 of them and it's the most delicious mayonnaise I've ever had, but use whatever you want. But that is a staple in this Mexican street corn. All right, so I'm gonna take a little bit of this Kewpie Japanese mayo, light coating, on top of each ear. Now I'm not going to do this all the way around each ear of corn because part of the beauty of this Mexican street corn is that you're going to sort of have everything right on the top, but you can still just get basic corn all around the other side and it's not overwhelming. So again, using my brush, sort of brush this on there, just like that. I'm really only interested in getting these ingredients that you're about to see just right on the top of the corn. All right, now with that done, I'm gonna add some chipotle powder. Now, typically, I think traditionally this is more like a chili powder, but I'll be honest with you, I don't have any chili powder, so I'm actually gonna use chipotle powder. Now it's gonna be a little bit, have a little bit more heat than a chili powder would, but I'm also not going to add quite as much of it. So from a very up high distance here, you can see, just really kind of sprinkle that through my fingers, just like that. Definitely don't wanna overdo it. You don't want your guests to leave with their mouth on fire. And that's all the chipotle powder I'm gonna add. Next ingredient, you see me use this before, but today I'm using this Mexican cotija cheese. This is a cheese that you wanna crumble up. You're not gonna like shred this, just really just crumble it right over the top of this corn. Okay, so I'm just gonna kind of break some of this off here. And as I break it, just sprinkle it right on top, just like that. Is your mouth watering yet? All right. Beautiful. So my burgers are gonna come off in just a second, but for the time being, I'm gonna stick these back onto my grill just to actually kind of just keep them warm. I'm not gonna be interested in cooking them anymore, but I just wanna maintain that warm temperature. And we're gonna go ahead and get our burgers off the smoker. All right, I just checked the temperature and we are right where we wanna be, a good 157 degrees on these burgers. Look at how great those look. I wish you could smell them, for real. So with just a couple minutes left, I'm gonna top these with this beautiful white, sharp New York cheddar cheese. Look at how great that bacon looks there. Oh, it looks great. I'm also gonna just throw a couple of nice hand-cut brioche buns on here. Get a little bit of grilling going on those. Who doesn't love a grilled bun, right? All right, it is time, finally, to build our delicious burger. So here we go. We're gonna start with this beautifully grilled brioche bun. Right there. Next, I'm gonna put just one piece of this gorgeous Bibb lettuce, a beautiful sliced tomato, followed by, you guessed it, our gorgeous bacon wrapped bison burger. Whew, look at that. Now you might be thinking, ketchup, mustard. No, we're not doing ketchup and mustard on this. We're gonna do a real quick homemade barbecue mayo. So I'm gonna start with, again, my homemade Holy Smokes barbecue sauce. I'm just gonna put some of that in a little container here. We're gonna do equal parts with our Japanese mayo. Just like that. Just mix those together. Look at the color on that. Look at how beautiful that looks. Perfect. And now to my top bun comes this delicious looking barbecue mayo. I mean, how simple was that? Then we just add it like so. And there you have it. The bacon wrapped barbecue bison burger. But hey, that's not all we made. That's right, it's our Mexican street corn. Slide that over here. Right there. And you really thought we were done with this corn, but we're not. Little fresh cilantro. Just like so, for a little bit of color. And just a tad of freshly squeezed lime juice. Serve it up with our lime. And there we go. All done. Wow, look at that. That burger is beautiful. That corn looks delicious. Again, I've said it innumerable times, but I so wish that you could smell this. All right, ladies and gentlemen, the time is once again upon us. It is time to try these delicious bacon-wrapped barbecue bison burgers and this beautiful elote Mexican street corn. So of course I gotta start with this burger because my mouth has been watering ever since, you know, we started this thing. So, oh, this is gonna be delicious. It's dripping. Oh, fantastic. Embrace the drip. It's a new hashtag. Hashtag embrace the drip. Here we go. Oh my God. Woo! Wow. Can I tell you? That is highly likely one of the best burgers I've ever eaten. I've had a lot of burgers in my time. That one, next level. Listen, you know the drill by now. Say it with me. Holy smokes. That is good. But let's get into this corn. This corn, oh. Woo, the smell of that corn smells so good. Here we go. Mmm. That lime juice really makes it. You don't even really taste the mayo. That's interesting. A little bit of heat from the chipotle powder. But wow. So good. Well, hey, if you can find some really good ground bison in your area, definitely get it. I'm so fortunate that I have Strip District Meats just up the street here that I can go and get that, and it's incredible. But make this. It's super easy. You saw only a few little ingredients, really simple to make. And believe it or not, this type of meat is actually very healthy. It's not nearly as fatty as like a ground beef. Now, granted, we added a lot of stuff to it, but still, it's a much leaner meat. So by nature, less calories, less fat, and overall just a little bit better for you. Well, I'm gonna get these other burgers off. We got some friends coming over, so we're all gonna be able to enjoy these delicious burgers and this corn together. But hey, thank you once again for tuning in to another episode here on the Holy Smokes Barbecue channel. If you like this video, make sure that you click that like button, give us a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel if you're not already subscribed, and make sure that you turn on post notifications. Click that little bell so that you're one of the first to know as soon as we post new content here on the channel. And if you like this video, make sure you check out one of these other 2 videos of things that we've done here recently on the channel, cooking outdoors on the smoker, and I will see you next time.